Today's fly is another really super simple one using sheet foam, and it's about the cheapest fly tying material that you can get, and I really like using it in flies because it makes the fly float really well. The fly we're going to tie today is just a really simple little beetle pattern. I think it's got just enough bling that brook trout are really going to love it. If you can hang with me to the end of the video, there'll be a link that gets you to the other videos in this series on sheet foam flies, and also in the description, go and look. I have a bunch of different fly tying series that you can enjoy. Thanks for watching. This is just a really simple little foam beetle. It's got some neat materials and some hot spotting that I think is really going to draw a trout's eye. Here's how we tie it. So the first step on this one is making the piece of foam we're going to use. So what I do is I got an old part of a hair stacker, and I cut the strip of foam about as wide as I want it. And I can just take the end of the hair stacker, push it into the foam, and it gives me a mark. I'll take my curved scissors and just kind of go around it. That gives me a nice rounded off piece, so that's what we're going to use. So for the hook, I'm going to use a caddis pupa hook. This one's actually barbless, which I'm kind of doing this fly for the backcountry brook trout streams I fish. We don't really need a barb. I'll run a layer of thread down. I'm actually going to go over the bend part. And we'll trim that. So for the first thing, get a little wax on the thread, and we're going to make a dub body. First part is going to be a hot spot, which I'm going to make out of, this is trilobal steelhead dubbing. I'm going to just do a quick pinch. And I'm going to make an orange hot spot right about there. This dubbing's a little tough to work with sometimes. And we'll clean that up. Okay. Now we're going to use black. Grab some of that. And start the black. So there's the orange, there's the black. That's going to give us something for the foam to sit on. And I'm going to take and measure I want the wing to go about that far. So I'm going to feel in there where the hook eye is. I'm going to poke that through. Even it up so it's in the center. And I'll make a little snip in that. And you'll see why we do that later. So next thing, I'm going to grab some super glue and just put a little on the back. Bring that through the hole, bring it down, and I'm going to make sure I got this square to the foam. And bring in a couple tight wraps. Even it out. About like that. Next thing, and these are cool. I love the colors. Got kind of a metallic purple and greenish looking silly leg. Grab one of those and put the leg. I'm going to turn the vise. I'm going to put one on each side. You can do them a little longer for now. So I'll do one here. And I'm just going to adjust that so it's like right in the V of that foam. And we'll do, these will be a little long for now. We'll clean them up later. Do one on this side. And I'll just leave them long, but get them out of the way. That's pretty cool. So my next thing is I want to be able to see this thing. So I got an orange color of the Steelhead dubbing. And I'm going to pinch that and roll it a little bit. And I'm just going to trim the ends. That's going to be good. I'm going to take that, tie it down on top. Make sure I don't mess my legs up. Tie it tight. Pull it back a little bit. Just clean up the front part. And I'm going to glue that down with super glue. Snip the back part. There's my little hot spot. And then the only thing left is doing the head of the fly. So I'm going to make sure I got my legs are in good shape. Front and back. And we just bring this, is going to come under here. And I got to clip it off, so I'm going to clip it off a little long. Get these legs squared away, fold that under. And we just bind that down. So you gotta kind of watch your finger and the hook. We want to get a wrap around that where we've been binding that, and we just bind that down tight. Get everything squared up. I'm going to do a few wraps in there just to bind that down tight. And I'm going to come underneath and I can trim a little of this off. And we are almost there. So I'm going to come up top. And I'm going to, this will go down through that little slot that I made in there. And I'm going to run a few wraps here. And we whip finish. Little head cement on that. Sink into the threads. I'm going to do the threads here as well, because the thread parts are the weak link. And I'm going to do a drop of super glue on that little post. And just kind of trim those back a little bit. Everybody adjusted where they gotta go. And that's it. Weird little beetle. It's a neat little foam fly. It's easy to make, and it's something that I think the brook trout are gonna crush.